So we're focusing on 15 Modern Warfare secret weapons, and I'm going to go ahead and include timestamps. So if you do enjoy the video, feel free to hit that like button. If you're brand new and you'd like to find your way back to the channel, go ahead and make sure you do subscribe with notifications on. So the first one up is actually going to be the Colt 9mm SMG, and this one you start off with the M4, and then you go ahead and equip the Commando barrel, the Forge Tac CQS stock, as well as the 9mm Para 32 round magazine. And I would imagine at some point they're going to make all of these different things into blueprints the same way they did with the M16. When you reach max level, you do get that OG blueprint, which basically makes it look like a real M16, even down to the specific iron sights. Next up is an AR-1550, and to get the AR-1550, you're going to start out with the irregular M4A1. You're going to go ahead and equip that Corvus custom barrel, the Singard Arms Invader stock, as well as the 4.58 SOCOM 10 round magazine. It's pretty straightforward, still leaves you over with 2 attachments. And pretty much that's what you're going to end up with. And in my opinion, this is not a bad starter class setup. Obviously, you want to go ahead and equip 2 other attachments to help you either with recoil or ADS speed, but this is definitely a good start. Next up is actually the MCX SBR Rattler, which some people will call the Honey Badger. So you start off with the M13, and then you're going to go ahead and equip the Tempest Cyclone barrel, as well as the FFS close quarter stock, and the 300 Blackout 30 round magazine. As far as this weapon goes, it was most notably used in Ghost, and then later on it was added as DLC within Modern Warfare Remastered and Infinite Warfare. I think it's definitely remembered as a fan favorite, and one that I'm pretty sure will be a blueprint down the road. Next up is the RPK, and for this one it's pretty straightforward. You have to get the AK-47, equip the 23-inch RPK barrel, as well as the Field LMG stock, the bipod, and the 75 round drum magazine. This one actually appeared in COD for the first time in Black Ops 1, and then later on as DLC within Black Ops 3. It's definitely interesting how they've gone about these attachments to make these specific variants, which will inevitably be blueprints. Moving on to the AK-74U, which is definitely a fan favorite. You're still going to use that AK-47 base for this particular variation. You're going to equip the 8.1 inch compact barrel, the skeleton stock, as well as the 5.45 39mm round magazine. You get 2 attachments that you're completely free to use however you'd like. Since this weapon has appeared in Call of Duty at least 5 times, there are slight variations of this where you can actually just remove the stock, and that'll be another form of the AK-74U. One thing to keep in mind is that even though you're converting the weapon to an SMG from a rifle, the challenges will still count as a rifle because the weapon is from the rifle category. I just want to point that out since I got asked about it in the comment section. Next up is the AK-12, and this one actually appears within the campaign of the game, so it's only right that you're actually able to make it in the game. And for this one, we're going to go ahead and start off with the AK-47, equipping that Spetsnaz Elite barrel, the Forge Tac Ultra Light stock, as well as the 5.45 39mm 30 round magazine. And then obviously you're going to have 2 attachments left over. And as a third time this weapon variant has appeared in Call of Duty, first it was available in Ghost, then in Advanced Warfare, and then now today in the campaign, as well as the multiplayer of Modern Warfare. Next up is the Steyr AUG, which can be made with the AUG. First off, you got to equip the 622mm long barrel, the integral 3x optic, and lastly that 5.56 NATO 30 round magazine, which will leave you with 2 attachments left over. Although this is a good class setup, one thing I would let you guys know about is the 5.56 ammo is currently bugged on the AUG, so until that's fixed you will not get any additional headshot damage. So make sure you are aiming for the body or however you can hit the enemy, because you're not going to get additional damage for any type of headshot. And these are pretty much the attachments you'd use to set it up to make it look like the AUG from the original Black Ops. The next one up is fairly straightforward. It's basically converting that MP5 into an MP10, and really all you need to do is change the magazine. And even though it's not one of the biggest differences, it is still enough of a difference to make a different weapon variant. And when it comes to variants, we're not stopping with the MP5 there. We actually have 2 additional variants. Again, like the previous variation, this one's fairly simple. You only need 1 attachment to make it happen, and all you have to do is equip the subsonic integral suppressor, and that is going to turn the MP5 into the MP5 SD. Next up is the MP5K, which actually shows its name in game when you actually select the weapon. So this one's actually pretty different. in terms of that. But all you got to do in this one is you got to equip that tactical suppressor, the FFS mini barrel, the F-Tac collapsible stock, and then the Ranger foregrip. And this particular variant, the MP5K, has appeared in Call of Duty 3 different times. We had it in Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, as well as the original Black Ops title. Now we can go ahead and talk about one that I've already kind of talked about just a little bit, and that was the M16, which I said you can get through the OG weapon variant for the M4A1. So for this one, again, it's pretty straightforward. You only need a couple of attachments and it'll kind of complete that look, but obviously you're not going to have the iron sights that the OG unlocks for you. So with this one, you got to go ahead and equip the M16 barrel as well as the M16 stock. And then when it comes to the weapon perks, you got to go ahead and equip the burst attachment. Like I said in my original breakdown of this weapon, I would highly advise against this particular class setup only because the M4 requires 4 shots to kill unless you land headshots for a majority of your engagements. So it'll almost always be 2 bursts to kill unless you land a headshot. So something to be aware of when it comes to the M16. Another AK-47 variant is right here as well. We have the RPD. For this one, you have to equip the 23-inch Romanian barrel, which will actually remove the underbarrel completely. You have to equip the field LMG stock as well as the 75-round drum mag. So this one's just a slight variation of that RPK. And the RPD is one of those variants that has appeared in Call of Duty multiple times. It was in the original COD 4 Modern Warfare, as well as Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, as well as the most recent launch of COD Mobile. It is available in there as well. Next up is the LSW, and for this one you have to equip the SA87, and then what you're going to do is go ahead and put on that 25.4-inch factory barrel, the FFS SA87 Heavy Stock Pro, very long-winded there, so that's the top attachment you see there. And then we also have the bipod as well as the 60-round magazine. And this is another LMG that has been featured in Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, as well as the most recent COD Mobile. It's actually pretty insane how many variants there are within the game, considering the base game already starts off with about 38 weapons. So I'd be interested in seeing how they introduce new weapons in the future, because obviously those might come with additional variants as well. Next up is the Mk14 EBR, and this one you're going to start off with the EBR-14. You're going to equip the 22-inch forged tack precision barrel, the sniper scope, as well as the pro stock, which is going to be the second one you see right here on the screen. You can see it's the Radar Chassis Pro, so you're going to go ahead and go with that one, as well as the bipod. And if you want to take it an extra step further, you could include the 20-round magazine, but for the most part, you're going to be fine with this particular one. And this variant has actually appeared in Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, as well as Ghost. Next up is the Scar PDW, and this one's pretty straightforward. You really only need 2 attachments. You got to go ahead and shorten that barrel up. So you're going to go ahead and select that Forged Tack CQC Pro barrel, as well as the F-Tac collapsible stock to shorten the stock as well. And that ends up completing my list. That's all 15 different variants that are currently available within the game. Let me know if there's any I missed. I'll go ahead and try and do a follow-up video in the future. Until then, hopefully you guys did enjoy the content. If you did, please remember to hit that like button. And if you're brand new around here and you'd like to find your way back, go ahead and make sure you subscribe with notifications on. Do appreciate all the support on the channel and the Modern Warfare content. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a great day.